Hey everybody, welcome back to Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. This is a very special episode. We're actually doing a collaboration, if you will, with a great website called Powders and Palettes. It's a lifestyle and beauty vlog done by my friend Brianna, and every year she takes the time to celebrate, at least 12 amazing individual creators, independent creators, I meant to say. And once again, I'm lucky enough to be one of them. So we decided to do a collaboration on this video where I'm actually going to do a vlog specifically for them. So kind of to talk about myself a little. And this is something I planned on doing anyway because we are approaching the new year. So it's kind of like a retrospective of what we've done and what we plan on doing going forward, but also to get to know me a little bit, because reality is I looked at our vlogs going back and we kind of just dove right in and really didn't discuss anything about who we are and why we're doing this. So I thought I would take the opportunity to kind of, for lack of a better term, kill two birds with one stone, do this awesome collaboration with Powders and Palettes, and also do our retrospective video that we've been planning on doing for a while. So, hey, let's jump right into it. All right. Forgive the lighting. It's the best lighting I can do without burning my retina. Though it is winter, it is still warm here in Tucson, Arizona, and that's where I'm from, born and raised. So the first question here, how many of you actually said on the playgrounds where I spent most of my days once I said that? Just curious. Comment down below if you did. But a little bit of who I am. My name is Thomas Keith. I'm born and raised here in Tucson, Arizona. I'm a product of the Tucson school system, University of Arizona graduate. I did my master's at Strayer University in business administration. My undergrad was in history. I don't know, I've always had an inclination towards academics and specifically history, which kind of led into my writing. I'm also a comic book creator. I always wanted to be a screenwriter, filmmaker, and I still aspire to do something film related one day, and maybe YouTube is kind of my practice and I don't know, as of right now, it's kind of my therapy, if you will. It's something I truly enjoy doing that I started doing around April. I don't know really why I wanted to do it, why I got into it. I wanted to do it for years. It's just I had to find out what our niche was, what's something that we could bring to the community that not a lot of people were doing, or something that we can do better than most. And I don't mean like, I'm not pooping on anyone out there that's making the same type of content we are. It's just, if I can't make it the best of my ability, why should I make it? And trying to balance it with a full-time job, full-time family, well, I should say career, it's not really a job. It's definitely been a challenge, but it's something I truly enjoy doing. But a little bit more about me. I'm a husband. You've seen Dana in our videos in the past, our kids Henry and Charlie, and our adventures. But that's who I am. I'm just a kid from Tucson who enjoys making comic books, making YouTube content, and once upon a time, podcasts, which might be coming back soon, but that's maybe something for this next year. So the second question is, why do we start making YouTube videos? It's kind of a complicated question, really. I've always had this urge to create, whether it was comic books, whether it was podcasting, whether it was filmmaking, which I haven't dove into a whole lot other than editing. It's just, I needed that outlet. Basically it was always my form of therapy. It's something that I do that allows me to release, allows me to have these creative endeavors and have a goal or something to strive toward. And right now that's with YouTube, and so far I've been really enjoying it, and hopefully the numbers and everything match and follow, but we don't really do it for the numbers or anything else. We do it because it's a really fun outlet and a really fun medium to be in. But the reason we decided to do it is in 2020, my wife let me achieve one of my goals and dreams, which I know I'm almost 40 and it's only been my dream since 2013 when they announced them. I always wanted to drive an electric car, and I thought that Tesla was heads and shoulders above everything else. And a little bit of background on my wife and I, we met when we were both kind of dirt broke. I literally just graduated college, and, we started moving on up, I started my career shortly thereafter. And I mentioned earlier I have an MBA. I swear the only thing I've ever actually used my MBA for is to break down the numbers for my wife to show her cost-wise it made more sense for us to drive a Tesla than it was my then 2018 Hyundai Santa Fe. I guess it worked because she let me go ahead and get it. And I actually had an issue when I first bought the car that I couldn't find any resolution for with Tesla themselves or online. It's actually my very first video I ever posted, because that's when I discovered what our niche could be. I wanted to start making videos that kind of revolved around my Tesla and technology. But then, like everything, it evolves and it grows. So when we started doing it, I was focusing on kind of the Tesla, but then we travel quite a bit. Not as much as this last year, but historically we traveled a lot. And as you've seen in our past videos, a lot of Disneyland travels. We've been to Florida. I've been to Oregon multiple times this last couple of years. We we traveled, did a lot of things, and we kind of try to mesh that with the Tesla lifestyle because we do road trips. So can a family of 4 comfortably do a road trip across country, northern United States, all these different places, and not really have a huge difference between driving a gas car? And we kind of proved that we have. We've been to Florida and back in it. I've been to Northern California back a couple times, and our time for traveling may have been elongated a little bit just because you have to stop and charge for 15, 20, 30 minutes sometimes. But other than that, it was seamless compared to driving a gas vehicle. Our last trip, we did take our gas vehicle because we just needed more room. And in retrospect, if I can go back, I would have bought the Model Y as opposed to the Model 3. But that's when we found our niche, but it kind of has evolved into now just a lifestyle vlog of our traveling, my comic book ventures, because in addition to making and creating comics, I'm also a huge comic book collector. And I'm lucky enough to be at a point in my life where I could pursue some of those comic books that were just dreams when I was younger, as long as you do it right. But yeah, that's kind of why we got into the YouTube video. I needed a new artistic endeavor because I had not produced a comic book in a couple years, because between graduate school and my career and 2 kids and a wife and a whole family that I help take care of, you got to put some stuff to the side. And unfortunately that was comic books, because as a writer and editor and letterer, I'm also at the whims of the artists I work with that actually put the ink to paper, if you will, when it comes to drawing the images and the artwork. So we all had busy things going on. We were all crazy, I don't know, just stuff piling on top of another. So it kind of went to the back burner. And with YouTube, it's something that I can do in a park by myself if I need to. So that became my new artistic endeavor, and I'm really loving it so far. I just don't know if we found our audience or our true voice just yet, but that's really not the goal with it. Our goal is to create the best content we can. And honestly, for me, it's kind of like a time capsule for my kids, that one day they can just go in and Google our family's name, and boom, there's all these adventures going on. They may not remember because they were so young, but I have them well documented now. Yes, for the world to see, but mostly for the people I care about to see, which is any of you that take the time to watch our videos. How did I meet Brianna? Well, small world. I knew her when she was dating another person many years ago, and then I met her husband separately, and over time they got together, and Eric and I started working on comic books together. You can check out our stuff at EV-olved.com, or even on my comic book page, which I'll list down below, sillymonkey.com, with an IE, not a Y on both the words. Eric Schock, we started getting together and working, and we made some comics. We became really good friends, and like everything, we're all so busy we don't like to hang out as much nearly as we used to, but I can still consider him and Brianna some of my best friends. And that's how we met. And she started doing this lifestyle vlog, and she's been knocking it out of the park, and I've been following her since day one. And when she asked me to do this a number of years ago with my comic books, I jumped on the opportunity. And now that I'm doing it with the YouTube videos, I love it that I see her website and her vlog growing and building and finding its community and voice. And as I build and grow and find my community and voice, we somehow always come back together. And I think that's really, really cool. And that speaks well to our friendship, but also just, I don't know, our moxie when it comes to our respected outlets and mediums. But that's how I met Bree, and that's how I became part of this fantastic vlog series that you guys are all following right now. So some people ask, what has been our favorite thing that we've done so far? I really can't put a stamp on it. No, we've gone to comic book conventions, we've gone to Disneyland, we've been to Disney World, we've been to so many different places since we started doing the vlog. Even just local trips around Arizona, like to Tombstone, to just Phoenix for the day. It's all been adventures. And one thing I absolutely love, and you're probably going to see more of this going in the future too, one of the things my wife and I bonded over when we first started dating was we were both museum nuts. Like I said, my undergrad was in history and Latin American studies. We love museums. Even for our honeymoon, we went to Washington, D.C., so we can just go to the Smithsonian's for a week. So I think you're going to see a lot more of us going to museums and everything else in the near future. We have a trip planned to Hawaii coming up this year. I know we want to do something in March, a kind of big trip. We haven't decided when or where yet. But like our plans for the future, I just want to see this vlog develop and evolve as our adventures permits. So sometimes you can't force your voice, you have to find your voice, and that's what we're trying to do. 77 videos in. At the time of recording this, it's 77 videos. So where's the vlog going? I can't wait to find out, and I can't wait to find out alongside all of you. What's another adventure we're kind of thinking about? It's another question I got. Well, another adventure is, like I said earlier, I always wanted to be a filmmaker. And I think I'm at a point with honing my skills for editing a little bit, and I mean, obviously lighting's not my strong suit right now, but that's more the environment than me. I would like to do something film-wise coming up soon. Maybe a little short, something either original or just my interpretation of something. I don't know yet. We'll hopefully find out this coming year. Sorry, wind knocked the camera. But you got to tune along with that. So if you haven't done so, make sure you like and subscribe. Probably should have said that like 9 minutes ago. But if you also haven't done so, make sure you're following the vlog that we're doing this for, powdersandpalettes.com. What is the message I hope everyone takes away? Life is short. The reason I start recording these videos, like I said, to share them with my family going forward and our family and friends and all of the YouTube universe out there. But life is short. If you have the opportunity to do something, do it. If you have the chance to see something, see it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't sacrifice your livelihood, your friendships, your families. But take advantage of opportunities as they're given. You only get one life to do them. And do you really want to die saying, I wish I would have? Or do you want to die saying, hey, remember that time? I know they say remember when sometimes the lowest form of conversation, as made apparent by our good friend Tony Soprano. But it's also great conversation too, especially amongst old friends. And my goal is everyone watching these videos, you're going to become old friends at some point. Just the way that I've been watching these YouTube creators for years, like, Disney vloggers or just travel vloggers or lifestyle vloggers. They become a reality TV I can get behind. It's not exactly that family with a K besides us. It is reality. They're going out and doing these things. They're doing it on their dime. They're not getting rich off it per se. Most of them aren't anyway. But it's something they feel like they have to do. And that's kind of how I feel when we make these films and these videos. Well, hey, everybody. I appreciate taking the time and watching this. It wasn't as in-depth as we were going to do originally. But, proud dad moment here. Tonight is actually my 5-year-old Henry. It's his very first school performance ever. So I'm about to go home and get ready for that after I pick him up from school. So I'm going to cut it short here a little bit today. But I want to thank you all for taking time to watch this video. Hopefully you made it this far. And if you haven't done so, make sure you go check out powdersandpalettes.com and subscribe and follow Brianna's amazing lifestyle and beauty vlog. And if you haven't done so, like and subscribe to Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. We're going to have some more adventures coming up soon. But unfortunately, maybe you can tell from my voice a little bit, I just got it back. The whole family's been under the weather. So it's been a rough last couple weeks. But I'm glad I got to make this video. I'm glad I got to talk to you guys, and glad I got to talk about my friend Brianna on her website. And I really want to say thank you, Brianna, for letting me be part of your Vlogmas world and universe once again. It's one of the best ones out there. Do yourself a favor, y'all. Make sure you follow it and like it. And once again, let's take a ride together soon. Bye-bye, everybody.